God's will never stop. You know, today's degree is, tell us why the devil teach that. Because it's not going to say that all he can. So it's robbery. There's nothing. Today's basic mathematics is not you know. But the knowledge of the alphabet is love. Love is all right. And it shows you the science of mathematics. And in elementary form, if you go according to mathematics, you pronounce what it is, and you think before you act, things will come out right. If you do not, you will be in hell. Hell is built upon perfection that will us away to hell. So, we have to give all praises to the Father. Able to secure mathematics. No one taught me that. No one gave me that. The Muslims try to say the problem of 13 is God. It was only mentioned very briefly. But to spell it out, the different words, and the combination of the mathematics with the alphabet, you know, to make a story out of something mathematics alphabet, like knowledge, Allah, and His wisdom to be born. See, understand the divine culture. That's all for wonderful. You know, you know, this is an act of all suggestion, self-hypnosis, so creative thinking. You know, we have people who have been taught not to think for ourselves. You know, we rely on their thoughts. That's why we're not nation of followers. You know, we're all leaders. It seems like a lot of there's a lot of chiefs and not too many Indians. And I want to thank the Earths for coming in here and cooking, you know, for us. You know, but that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Showing and proving out individual assets and qualities. You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to work for food myself, so it's not just earth and we all have to eat. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, appreciate all everybody asks for is just to be appreciated. Now, this month coming, there's going to be established periodical or newsletter, whatever, for the sisters. You know, because the sisters, basically, I've been seeing over the years, do not have a voice. They have a voice, but they have not projected their voice. So I think in them having different articles of our culture, they'll be able to have a voice to be heard. See, it's heard everywhere. Daquan from North Carolina is our web master for a lot of use of the online website.
Yeah. It's Online Street Academy.
Say, I already did it wrong.
The Online Street Academy website.
The name of it is what?
Online
Street Academy.
Right. That's it.
That's it. Online Street Academy. So there's most of the people out here that's going to listen to this. Online Street Academy, because that's where you're going to find it. Now, it doesn't cost anything to register, you know, but you must register, you know. And I know there's going to be some beautiful pieces, you know. I got a little inside Tanika talking about she's going to have the topic of secondary but most necessary. And I'm waiting to see what she's going to say. And you all have the opportunity to write us something, submit it to the Quran. Now, we're going to have a Zoom. So, the people who get the Zoom from Freedom's, it's called Minister Freedom, if that is, he has an extensive list of emails. So it's going to be sent out. And so I ask people to send it out to other people, other sisters. Anybody can be here, but this is for the sisters. You know what I'm saying? The brothers want to write something, but they write all that stuff. There's more than enough time now on the wisdom understanding here, you know, because that's, to me, is the woman and the child, the wisdom and the understanding. We have to show this power, you know. We have an untapped outer resource that we must, in order to be successful in our overtaking, undertaking, anything how we want to take it, we need our women to educate ourselves and our children. Because I do not have a woman's point of view. I need that. You know, women get our point of view all day and night. You know what I'm saying? For me to be successful, I'm going to need everything I can get, because the devil is not playing. He uses everything at his availability. And wisdom understanding alphabet is wisdom. He said wisdom what? Is what? The word. The wisdom is the way. So we have to wake up and realize it's just not lip service. You know, so we're going to strive to make this a reality, you know. And I know people might have past writings, they submit that. New things coming up, health issues, support groups. No telling what can be developed by us coming together in cyberspace now. Because you see, people are not filling up this spaces here. And I got to spoke again because we paying for this. People waste our money and our people cook for us, waste our time and effort. You know what I mean? They're not going to put pressure on nobody to get up here. Right? But we're waiting for you to express your individuality because you have something to share. You really do. You might not think it, but we go on the side and you're surprised when people talk about it. I say, well, your friend says, a lot of people, well, I don't really got camera shy. I don't really got intimidated, but they don't want to do it. So I think that's a good idea for the sisters to have a voice, you know what I mean? Because with not only speaking, you know, but writing also, you know? And everything's a spell. You know, we talk, that is spelling out loud. We write, that is spelling too. You know? The spell that's put on us for being miseducated is working really good. Imagine proper education, which corrects all errors, as we say, right? Proper education corrects all errors, you know? You'd be surprised how great that will be from years to come. Somebody will read something that they might be going through or see it a different way. And now they see it a different, you know, in the eyes of somebody else, you know? And so I'm so glad that we have a website where we can deal in our social equality. We got all kind of groups already online, you know? We have to come bring the forces together, you know? You know, I don't know how it's going to happen, but these forces, these little groups, we're going to have to come together because they're all for one common cause, you know? But divided, we lose out. I see this happening in different regions. I go around, and like say, Philadelphia. Philadelphia has the best possibility for a large school in the nation. They have an auditorium on the second floor, let alone the first floor. They got rooms and all that. The people haven't gone there. A large school fully needs help. But it is, the people in that region doesn't have enough resources to make it happen. So we have to go outside their region. Why? We're one nation. The regions are the kind of division of regions. You know what I'm saying? Because I was one all from one. Now, you know, I'm from two, I'm from one. My is God of the universe. Don't say from the demons. Don't say from Philly. You know? It says of the universe. And we have to be universal. That's doing, we break it down to universe. The thing about the elevation of what? The supreme understanding, which is today's time. love. You know? It's not emotionalism or sex or a good feeling. It's elevation to freedom understanding. You know? And we're not gonna, when we read something, we acknowledge in your wisdom. But what you're doing, you're wisdoming your understanding. You're not wisdoming knowledge. You're wisdom and understanding, because mathematics is go in that order, 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, like we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? We're in the wisdom understanding. You know? And that born what? Power. And the power is our energy that we all have to show forth and prove who we are as individuals. And we never know what's inside a vessel until they wisdom and understanding. But when we check it out in the form of wisdom, we acknowledge that wisdom to see the understanding. You know? Mathematics is that simple. It may be hard. You know what I'm saying? But the hardest thing is to live it out. You know, lip service, you know, we went past the lip professors. There are no lip professors come here now coming, talking to Malaman, talking about they saying nothing. You know, the days are over. So it speaks, so it seems to speak. But this is a good forum for us to keep things together among ourselves, because at the Parliament, it seems like it takes 5 people to get over one idea. I tried to speak to advocate that we're going to have this there. I signed my name. What happened, God? I wasn't able to get up there and tell them we're going to have a feast here. They wasted time talking about one thing. 5 people talking about one thing.
For 3 pounds.
For 3 pounds.
3 pounds.
Okay. What are you saying? I was able to get born it. You know what I'm saying? Time was something like that ain't right now. Back in the day, I would have got up there and but it seems like I'm going to act like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's redundant. 3 Parliaments, 5 people talking about one thing. Come on, you're taking up the space and time. And you know, and you ain't got nowhere with they're trying to convince us to accept something that we have not agreed upon. And you're going to do something that, well, I said, because you said it in front of this, that don't mean it's proper. That don't mean everybody will grow for it. And you're not just a nation, you're just New York City. That's not the nation. We're all over this planet. You know, it's crazy. You think that we can make a decision for people in California, you know what I'm saying, in Nevada, in Sudan, we go to Texas and all that. They have a say too. You know, governors have a say there too. You know, we're going to vote on something, it'll be a universal vote. Not just people come out the closet and say, well, we went and saw some big wheel, and he said this, that, and the other, so we're going to do this, and no, it doesn't work. It don't work to me like that. Now, I'm not against the building. Don't get me wrong. But it's not what you do, is how you do it. You don't dictate to us what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And think that we're going to just go accept it. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that it's being brought to us and not done behind our backs. But we have agreed that the only God to celebrate is the we. We have to agree to what we're going to do for it to be done. You know? So anybody want to speak now? I'm getting forced.
I'll speak again.
All right,
Peace, family. Yeah, see, there's always been that those that are willing to build will build all the time. You know, I'm God, divine principle law, right? And once again, man, well, I'm just going to express my appreciation to you showing. You know, a lot of people should be here, but they're not. So we don't worry about who's not here. We just focus on who is here. And standing here, what is our purpose for this here? You know, we seek to revitalize, you know, this building, right? God Justice and others, man, have a plan to rebuild the law school in Medina. And my hope is that it will happen.
Not really, God.
Huh?
Not really.
Well,
They done took over.
Well, my thing is, man, you know, hey, give me 10 good men and we can take over the world. It doesn't take a million people to make something happen, right? All we need is a determined number of people, man, that are willing to stick to the plan and see it through. You know, it may be some ups and downs, but I know a determined idea and the power of a determined idea. Once you determine to do something and put sincere in your efforts, then things are produced. You know, what I'd like to highlight today is just like Ken said, man, you know, it was brought to me a few days ago, man, that the structure of nations really is going to change. Because in my mind, and in the mind of some others, man, when you deal with nation business, you're giving a report. You have got to give a long soliloquy about this and that. Give the people the facts as they are, and then do it as they can, right? There's a lot at stake, but I find, man, that just like when I got here, man, money seems to be, money can uplift you, and money can also, man, divide you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about, you know, any one person having control or say for all of us, man. It's for those of us, man, that are in this nation to agree. You know, universal agreement, right? Which may be difficult, but like God said, we all have value and we all have to say in this, and a stake in this nation's progress of things that are being done. You're just not going to do any old thing on your own without us giving our approval to it. That's how I stand. We approve a lot of things, man. We agreed years ago that we would do our best, man, to uplift and elevate the position of children in this country. You know, especially, you know, our young youth, man. You know, they're going through a lot. They're going through a lot, right? And it's being manifest in ways, man, that I think that a lot of them are seeking help, but don't know how to ask for help. You know, and trust is a big factor too, because many of them think, man, that they've been lied to and they've been let down, and that, you know, the old are not going to do anything for them, so they're going to do it for themselves. All right? Like I said before, man, it seems that now, as opposed to us against them, it's now us against us. But I find that to be a fallacy, you know? In my own history, man, I understand how a gang mentality, man, can go awry. You know what I'm saying? In the late 60s, early 70s, man, I was community liaison for youth gangs in South Jamaica, Queens, right? The main one with the 7 crowns, and you had the Black Spades, you had the 70 Mortals, you had all this, man. But my presence, or the presence of others, man, I remember I had an 85% partner, his name was Sam. Sam had an old beat-up station wagon, man, and had pistols and all kinds of shit in it. And we would roll, you know, go to the leaders, man, you know. Sam had a way of shaking people to their boots. But as myself, man, I was always someone, man, that you could rely on, man, to be there for them. When you got arrested, I was there. You know, my name back then was Cold Blood. Just before I signed Cold Blood, remember, man. But I was the one, man, that was always there, man. A young brother named Clifford Glover was murdered by the police. The 7 clowns were the pallbearers for his funeral. And I was there to guide them in that. Of course, after that funeral, man, Jamaica Avenue went wild, you know, shit got tore up and what have you. I remember my standing up on the phone booth outside the 103rd precinct, and I'm trying to calm down the crowd, and a bottle flew past my head. And I'm looking down, I said, who threw that? I see my mother, my young sister, and my father, they stand there, I get the hell down from there before somebody shoots you down, right? And about that point, Jamaica Avenue got tore up, you know, and I think for 3 days, man, until it rained on the 3rd day that you cannot calm down the people because they had killed this young brother, right? But what I saw in that, man, how the community, man, was able to stand strong against police murder and brutality, right? And I think that officer's name, I remember right, was Shay. You know, I don't know if he ever got convicted for that murder, but he damn sure got off the police force, you know? And it's been a constant, man, you know? In recent years, it's been highlighted, man, George Floyd, and now it's Tyree Nichols in North Carolina. But there have been others, man, the consistent line of us being murdered by the police, you know? We see, man, so often now, man, how they take license with, you know, their authority, and they'll do anything, man, and not just against black men, but against black women as well, and our youth, man, right? Now, I always say, man, that, you know, they're not all bad, you know, the majority, man, walk around here like they have a battery in their back and feel that they can do just any old thing. And it seems, man, that the people are their wits end about what to do, right? You see, man, that these civilian review boards, right, how powerless they are against police policy, right? And but I know, man, that determined people, man, can stand up and put an end to a lot of things. And it's incumbent that we make a stand. Not necessarily the 5%, but our people in general, our people in total, man, begin to take a stand against the things that are occurring to us right in our face. You know, today in the Super Bowl, and people are talking about how much food they're going to have and what have you. But I know, man, that within the New York City shelter system, there are hundreds of thousands of people, man, that they wits end about what they're going to do. They've been impoverished. You know what I'm saying? Section 8, the single men in this city is a law. You know, very few make it through. You know what I'm saying? You have an influx of immigrants coming in. Right, they're being provided for. You have the Ukrainians that are coming over here, man, in droves, man. You know, when do we begin to serve our power and to take a stand, man, to not allow the things that are being done to us to be constantly done to us, and no one seems to want to take the forefront to speaking about the actual needs of the people. You know what I'm saying? Now, true, we have a mayor, you know, that's black, Mayor Adams, but we must understand, man, that who has the power in this city? You know, he has to dance to the tune of what they say. I understand there's an agenda coming down this land, man, you know, where they want to bring forth a change in the way things are operated, the way things stand are taught, the way things are done, right? And you have no say in that. Hold you powerless, man, making decisions. I want to say, man, that you do have power. Once you make a stand, you know, you can stand. Right? The 5% have always took a stand. This is why, man, we are so key, man, on maintaining the integrity of our culture. Right? There are many that are coming, man, from left field with all kind of information, with all kind of thoughts and ideas that are not necessarily our culture. You know what I'm saying? But our culture is one of truth. And to strengthen that truth, man, is that we are able, man, to change the thinking and the entire social order. And I want y'all to realize that. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, man, have been here for a long time. And we've seen the changes, man. But one thing that has remained consistent is the knowledge, man, that you must know your lessons, and upon those lessons, man, you make your stand. That's really all I have to say. Like just to say, man, I hope that we're not the only two that don't speak today. I know there must be something in your mind. Because it's always, even the earth. Y'all have something to say, please say. All right? Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Peace.
That's not the